All right, today we're going to crack open Robert Bly's Iron John. It's all about this really powerful idea of a lost primal energy. He calls it the wild man. Look, if you've ever felt like something is just missing, even after you've hit your goals, then this explainer is definitely for you.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. You know that feeling, right? I mean, you hit a huge goal. You finally get the thing you've been chasing for years. And then, what? Nothing? Just this weird hollow feeling that even with all that success, something crucial, something important is just gone. That is exactly what we're digging into today.
So, where do you even begin a journey like this? Well, you start by looking at the cage. And yeah, I mean a cage. It's the one our modern world has, in a way, built around a really vital part of who we are. We're going to start with this idea of the caged wild man. So, what is this wild man anyway? Let's get concrete. Think about the last time you felt just completely, totally alive. Were you maybe lost in a project and time just vanished? Or maybe you were outside in a storm, feeling the wind and the rain. That feeling, that is the wild man. It's that deep, instinctive, passionate part of you that is plugged directly into life. It's your fire. Okay, and we have got to be crystal clear about this next part, because this distinction is absolutely crucial. Wildness is not savagery. They are not the same thing, not even close. You see, wildness is that life-giving energy. It's your passion, your gut instinct. Savagery, well, that's what happens when that exact same energy gets wounded and twisted into something reckless and destructive. So let's be clear, we're here to talk about reclaiming a life force, not unleashing a monster. So the big question is, right, how do we get it back? How do we reclaim that wildness? Well, Bly argues that we don't have to wander around in the dark. There's a map, and that brings us to our next section, the key to freedom. This is your map for the journey.
And this map, well, it's not what you think. It's not a textbook. It's not some boring self-help lecture. It's actually hidden inside an ancient fairy tale called Iron John. And I know what you're thinking, but trust me on this. This is not just a kid's story. It is a symbolic blueprint for a truly life-changing journey. So here's how it starts. In the fairy tale, a young prince finds the wild man locked deep in a cage. And the key? It's hidden under his own mother's pillow. So to set the wild man free, he has to steal that key. Now think about that. It's this incredibly powerful symbolic act, right? It's about breaking away from the comfort and safety of childhood to finally start your own adventure.
So what fuels a journey like this? What pushes someone to do it? Well, often it's this deep, quiet ache that Bly actually gives a name to. He calls it father hunger. And what that is, it's his longing for real guidance, for real mentorship. It's a need for a connection to older men who have actually walked this path and can show you the way. It's a kind of hunger that so many of us feel, even if we can't quite put words to it.
For centuries, cultures knew how to deal with this father hunger. They had rites of passage, these intense, transformative experiences that were designed specifically to guide boys into manhood. But today, that art of initiation, it's pretty much gone. And that leaves a lot of us feeling adrift, just trying to figure it all out on our own. All right, now we get to the real heart of it, the trial by fire. This is the part of the journey where we have to stop, turn around, and finally face the darkness inside. I'm talking about all the stuff we've ignored or pushed down for years and years. This is all about confronting your shadow. So what exactly is the shadow? Well, Bly borrows this concept from the great psychologist Carl Jung. And the easiest way to think about it is like this. It's like we all carry around this invisible bag on our back. And in that bag, we've stuffed our grief, our anger, our fears, basically all the parts of ourselves we really don't want to look at. But here's the secret, the absolute secret to this whole thing, the magic of it all is that buried inside that shadow is the gold, all of it. I mean, your deepest creativity, your real wisdom, your most authentic strength, it's all in there. So the crucial point, the thing you have to get, is that you cannot get the gold without going into the shadow. And that right there, that leads us to the great reveal, the whole purpose of this entire ordeal. This is the payoff. This is about finding the gold within. It's about that moment when you realize your deepest purpose isn't found by avoiding your weaknesses, but by digging them up, by excavating them. The gold isn't just some prize you win. It's a whole new way of being, one that was forged in the very fires you used to be so afraid of. See, real initiation, real growth, it's not about learning how to dodge pain. It's about finding the courage to walk right into it, to actually feel it, and then to transform it into power. That is the core wisdom of the wild man. It's about accepting that, yeah, life has sorrow, it has hardship, but by facing those things head on, you turn them from things you're ashamed of into sources of real, authentic strength. You're literally turning your wounds into wisdom. So, you've walked through the fire, you've faced your shadow, you've found the gold. Now what? What's the end game here? Well, it's not about becoming some perfect, flawless, untouchable hero. No way. The goal is wholeness. It's about becoming a truly integrated human being. Think about it. Our culture often gives us two boxes to choose from, and they're both incomplete. On one side, you have the hyper-competitive warrior, the guy who shoves down his feelings just to win. On the other, you have the passive, nice guy who runs away from any and all conflict. Bly says, look, both of those are just one small piece of the puzzle. The real goal is to become the whole person. It's about integrating all of it, balancing the warrior's strength with the lover's sensitivity, blending the king's clear vision with the sage's deep perspective. Okay, let's boil this whole thing down. What are the big takeaways you can walk away with right now? Number 1, reconnect with your wild, life-giving energy. Number 2, go seek out real challenges that actually force you to grow. 3, find your mentors and your brothers. You can't do it alone. 4, stop running from your shadow and just face it. And number 5, and this is maybe the biggest one of all, remember that real, true strength is always, always about balance.
And I really want to leave you with this final thought. Just let this one sink in. Manhood isn't a birthday you hit. It isn't automatic. It's a path. It's a transformation. You see, it's this lifelong journey of weaving that wild, primal part of yourself together with the thoughtful, civilized person you are today. It's a constant process of becoming.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What part of you is still in that cage? What wild, beautiful, powerful part of you is just waiting for you to find the key and finally set it free?